what's going on, guys? So out of absolutely bloody nowhere, Liverpool are working on a deal to sign Arthur Melo on a season-long loan from Juventus. The Brazilian is sat on a plane headed to the UK as we speak in order to undergo his medical and sort out any remaining paperwork prior to the 11 p.m. deadline later tonight. While Klopp has been unable to bring in his first-choice targets in Tchouaméni, who opted to head over to Real Madrid, and Jude Bellingham, a player that Dortmund don't intend to sell till next summer, he made it abundantly clear during a press conference earlier this week that the club desperately need a midfielder, although it obviously has to be the right fit for the side, which in my opinion Arthur Melo very much is. Liverpool are well short in that department as things stand due to injuries to the likes of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Curtis Jones, Thiago Alcantara and Naby Keita. Hell, even Jordan Henderson limped off with a hamstring problem during last night's stoppage time victory over Newcastle at Anfield, which just goes to show you why they're making this late move. For those of you unaware of Arthur's background, he came through Grêmio's academy in Brazil before being promoted to their first team as an 18-year-old by none other than Luis Felipe Scolari. While his first couple of years at senior level only saw him make a handful of appearances, he established himself as a fixture in the 11 in 2017 and hasn't looked back ever since. In fact, he helped his side win the Brazilian equivalent of the League, FA Cup and Champions League while also receiving a whole host of individual awards. This led to interest from clubs around Europe such as Chelsea and Atletico Madrid, but it was ultimately Barcelona who won the race to sign him up on a 6-year contract. At the Catalan Giants, he was utilized on the left of a midfield three by Ernesto Valverde and played a key role in a system which saw them retain their La Liga crown in 2019. During his second year in Spain, he played slightly higher up the pitch under Kiki Setien, and it showed in terms of his end product. In fact, he was so impressive that Xavi said, "Arthur can mark an era at Barcelona." Rather surprisingly, however, he was sold to Juventus under murky circumstances in a swap deal involving Miralem Pjanic in 2020 for an alleged 82 million euros. As it turns out, investigative journalist Romain Molina discovered that the transfer was illegal, but as per usual, the authorities did fuck all about it. Moving on to Arthur's time at Juventus, it's been highly unfortunate in terms of timing. His first year with the club was their worst in over a decade as they finished 4th under novice manager Andrea Pirlo after winning 9 league titles in a row. In his second, Max Allegri made a return to Turin and favoured the likes of Adrien Rabiot, Manuel Locatelli, Weston McKennie and Dennis Zakaria for his, let's face it, shit-on-a-stick football which gets results but is anything but engaging to watch. He hasn't got a kick thus far to start off this new campaign and has fallen out of favour for Brazil at international level too, which is precisely why a fresh start is paramount to revitalise his career. In terms of his style of play, Arthur is a versatile midfielder who most enjoys operating as a number 8 to the left or right of a number 6, but is equally as adept at being used as a defensive midfielder himself. He's an incredible technician who is comfortable receiving possession under pressure and often drifts towards the centre of the pitch on the half-turn before advancing the ball via a diagonal pass towards the fullback or winger. When this option isn't available, he'll wait patiently before using his exceptional balance and control, which allow him to beat the opposition press before finding a teammate with space in behind. He does have a tendency to play it safe in big games, but I believe much of that stems from playing in a team that stifles his creativity, something I can't see happening under this current Liverpool regime. He's well suited to a side that want to dominate possession before advancing the ball quickly with short pass combinations, which is precisely why I expect to see a more confident and dynamic player at Anfield than the one we've seen in Italy in recent times. Furthermore, Arthur's movement is of a high level and he makes sure to place himself between the lines, which helps penetrate the opposition's back line. Christ, that sounded a bit wrong, didn't it? His use of pauses and feints to deceive opponents are a sight to behold and are a big reason why he's such a successful dribbler despite his lack of pace. Liverpool are crying out for someone who's available as an outball in the centre of the park to help recycle play, and this man will provide just that. That being said, there are a couple of areas for concern moving forward. First and foremost, his injury record, which have plagued him throughout his career. While he's hardly a permacroc, the most league games he's played in a single campaign stands at 27, so you can't rely upon him week in, week out. Perhaps him and Thiago can take turns picking up a knock. Additionally, he's only 5'7" and has a rather slight frame. This obviously hasn't stopped the likes of David Silva and Juan Mata from succeeding in English football, but does mean he'll need to be surrounded by more physically imposing teammates in order to handle the pace and physicality of the league. Overall, while there will undoubtedly be question marks surrounding this signing, I think he'll prove to be a good fit for Liverpool at this moment in time. He's got bags of experience at the highest level and is still only 26 years old, so there's plenty of time for him to turn things around and showcase why he was one of the most highly sought after midfielders on the planet in the not too distant past. Even as a Man United supporter, I think the criticism labeled at Liverpool is being completely blown out of proportion at the minute, and believe everything will be rosy once key individuals return from injuries and suspensions. Everyone's currently blowing smoke up Man City's ass, and rightly so, but switching up their system to have an elite out-and-out centre forward in Haaland has meant they've lost a body in midfield and made themselves a lot more vulnerable defensively. It's obviously made for incredible viewing, but is far from sustainable over the course of an entire campaign, so I wouldn't hand them the proverbial title just yet. Cheers for tuning in, folks. If you're new to my channel, I've done plenty of other Liverpool-related content, which you can access via the top right-hand corner of your screen, and I implore you to like this video and subscribe if you found it useful. I'll catch you in the next one, lads. Peace.